Recording, and what we are doing is we are doing our mystery box of the month. Actually, last month, like I said, this is called the Raven Carnevalarium, and this is something that I do for my subscribers. If you are a sub of mine, you actually have access to this in our sub-only chat 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, so you can work on it as you want. And if you are not, I do this once or twice a week where you can actually see everything. All the images right up there you can see as they rotate, and we'll kind of work our way through this, and you'll see what we're working through basically right here. So, what we're going to do to start off with, and if the music's too loud or not loud enough, please let me know. Yeah, and no one else on Beam does this, so this is a really unique, kind of gift that I give back to my subs, because honestly, it's illegal for me in my state to do a sub-only giveaway, so I can't do that legally. And I figure I'm buying this for myself and I'm sharing this with my community, so it's kind of cool. So let's see. This is my second time doing this, so it's kind of a little rough around the edges. So I'm gonna actually, let's start back. I'm gonna kind of rotate through everything. Now, of course, above my head, you'll see everything that's going on, but we have witness reports of what happened, different people, all this stuff, different stuff. And if you like Carnival, you like the South, you like voodoo, you like mysteries, you like abduction, well, not like abduction, who likes abduction? But you like solving riddles and puzzles, this is gonna be for you. And this is the person that actually did all the bad stuff, the Raven, right here. And this was our first clue, and we actually did this one already. This actually, if you take out all the numbers and all the letters and you separate them out, it says telephone, and it gives you a telephone number that you can call. And it says like, hey, you've found your first clue with the Raven, and gives you a little like intro to the mystery. Now, because it's last month and not this month, it is the same phone number for this month's box, and the message has changed. So all phone numbers that you see can be called, all email addresses can be emailed. It's really very, very in-depth. So they always start you off with a newspaper. So that's what you see right here. And actually, you know what, let's just go through it all. So we're all on the same page. And nights, you guys can definitely open up the information and scroll through as well. So this newspaper ends up being about 6 pages long. And what's really cool is that within this newspaper and within all of these notes and hints and tips and clues and stuff that goes on, there's actually a deeper mystery that goes on. Everything that happens. Thank you, Tanya, for that host, sweetie. Everything that happens is in this little city called Forest City. And basically, there's a big underlining mystery that's going on, and you slowly start to unravel it with more and more boxes. People have been getting this for about a year, and they're starting to slowly unravel it, because there's a lot of information. So it's really kind of cool. Everything is interrelated. Absolutely, yes. Hey, Rounded, what's up, sweetie? Hey, Tanya. How have you been doing? I haven't seen you in a couple days. So I'll give you kind of a brief, what's going on with these, with the newspapers and stuff. This was last year, the Raven murder victim. And there's a lot of Facebook pages that we're going to go to, and emails, and just all sorts of, really kind of cool stuff that's going on with this. So, I highly recommend it. This thing basically is about $40 a month if you wanted to get it yourself. Or if you subscribe to me for $5.99, you can have full access to it anytime you want. This guy right here is basically, they call him Papa Midnight, and he is assisting the Raven in this abduction. Whether it's against his will or with his will or whatever, but he's like the head of the voodoo clan that he runs. And it's not voodoo, it's basically like a step up from voodoo. I forget what they call it. Voodoo. They call it voodoo. but it's basically a step up from Voodoo, higher power, I guess. And that's what he runs. I'm doing okay. I'm doing okay. We've got some tornado, stuff going on, so I might be calling it a little bit early tonight. We'll see how it goes. Thank you, Tanya, for that tweet too, sweetie. Not to ask about my tatas. Yeah, you're not getting these beads. So basically, this is the box that everything comes in, and we'll rotate through this. This is everything that we get. You get all the witness reports, you get all the puzzles, the newspaper, FBI evidence. We have 6 people right here. These are all the people that could be abducted, but we have to figure out who. We have this bag with beans and feathers, FBI stuff, more witness reports, a map, and more clues. Yes, it's all Mardi Gras. It's all Mardi Gras themed, because this was actually last month's box. And we got overwhelmed because we were digging into the big story besides, and not keeping it as the normal story. So basically, this is what it starts off with. It says, we get this letter. It says, I have been informed that you are acting as a consulting investigator in this case. Time is of the essence. You must begin your inquiry immediately. The serial killer called the Raven has abducted a resident of Forest City. As you may be aware, the Raven's methodology is to directly engage the FBI in battle. Thank you, Saffron, for that tweet, honey. In the battle of intellect and wits. In doing so, the Raven demonstrates his psychopathic pathology. God, I can't read. An obsessive need to assert intellectual superiority over his pursuers. This is why I don't work for the FBI. Can't read this. I think I need Remy to read this. She's got a nice reading voice. The Raven sent a letter to the FBI's Forest City field office stating that he has kidnapped a resident of Forest City. The Raven further states that he has conducted a series of puzzles. If the puzzles are solved correctly, the FBI within his designated time frame, the Raven will release the captor unharmed. If the FBI fails to solve the puzzles within a timely fashion, which I think we did because it's past due, the captive will die. Your assignment is as follows. First, determine the identity of the captive from within the 6 possibilities provided by the Raven. Once you have made the identification, the FBI will investigate the crime scene. Send your report with the name of the captive to the following email address, fbi@forestcity.info. They never said yet. You know what, Saffron? You are right, honey. You are 100% right. Once we know who the captive is, we send it to that email address, and then we proceed to the following website to contain the results. Okay, perfect. Next, secure the release of the captive by solving the puzzles created by the Raven. Provided to you in this letter are the Raven's letters and enclosures, the FBI's behavioral analysis of the profile of the Raven, and the most recent edition of the Forest City Tribune, evidence collected by the FBI, and other items and documents of importance to the investigation. Also enclosed are your FBI credentials, deputizing you as a consultant investigator with all of them. The law enforcement powers afforded to the special agent of the FBI. Blah, 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 blah. You should begin by reviewing the Forest City Tribune, which provides an accountant for all of the facts and divulgent and blah, 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 blah. Okay, so good luck. So basically, that's that. And then here, we have this first letter from the Raven. Now, this is super important in trying to solve this. This basically says, greetings and salutations. I truly must apologize for my absence these several months. Now, the Raven, I guess, was in a box about 6 months ago. We just started getting these. I'm not too sure, but Carrie Games used to get these and said he was in a previous box a while ago. I have been much occupied with other endeavors and made little time for my leisure pursuits, but fear not. I have not forgotten the wretched citizens of Forest City. I keep lagging big time. I have no dropped frames. You might need to update your Chrome. I know if you don't have the latest version of Chrome, I think they call it Chrome Canary, with FTL you will be lagging pretty hardcore. But I know that might be on Beam's side. It might be on mine. I mean, with the storms coming, I don't know, but I don't have any dropped frames. So we'll see. Okay. It says this year's festivities promise to be truly unique, I've chosen a time of celebration of debauchery to take another victim. Let's see. Can the congregation say amen? Oh, yes, amen. But fear not, my victim is still relatively unharmed, aside from the incidental injuries sustained from when my captive unwisely chose to resist. I have yet another surprise for you. I did not act alone. For my current endeavor, I have enlisted services of a cohort. So that's Papa Midnight. A lieutenant, if you will. His name is Papa Midnight. Oh, there we go. First, you must determine who I have chosen to be my captive from the 6 photographs I have provided. It's not as easy as it sounds. I've been very deliberate in my choice. Next, my Carnevalarium challenge to you is this. Solve my puzzles in sufficient amount of time, and the captive will be released. So, blah, 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 blah. Let's see. So now we can begin. So here's all the people, and we have to figure out which one was taken. Brandy, Dr. Emma Sharp. Now, Emma Sharp is actually part of a, she works for a law agency, like she's an attorney. Cecil Chamberlain is basically kind of your gossip people online. Favo Lorenzi, no idea who he is, but he kind of reminds me of Joey Tribbiani from Friends. We got David Myers Esquire. And then you got Dr. Michael Kennedy, who is just way too happy to be a doctor. So we got to figure out which one the Raven took to start off with, and then email it to the FBI. Now, I was told, okay, now here, come find me on Facebook, Cecil Chamberlain. So, you know what we're going to do? Let's go immediately over to Facebook, shall we? Oops, I didn't want to change that. Let's go over to Facebook, and let's look up Cecil. So here's Cecil right here. And he's actually got his own Facebook page. And you guys can actually look this up yourself as well. April 3rd says, I'm hearing that the reporter Martz Perez is tracking down a big story. Now, I'm not saying it's true, it's just what I've heard. So, let's see, what else does he say? I've heard there's this dude who lives in Forest City down by the tracks who is a bit of a conspiracy theorist. He runs a Facebook group about Forest City called the Meta Mystery Experience. Goes by the name of Brandon, obviously an alias. It doesn't even sound real. Now, there's pretty some heavy stuff posted, definitely worth checking out. Now, I'm not saying any of this conspiracy theorist stuff is true, I'm just saying you can read them in his Facebook group. So, of course, we are going to look this up. Let's see, and then we have another one. Christopher Curiosities has some new items for sale. If you haven't checked out their Facebook page, you should. Christopher is quite the character. He stops in often for a slice of pie, a beer, and loves to tell me about his new acquisitions. Now, Christopher Curiosities, if you guys remember from the last box, he basically will go around and pick up stuff, really kind of odds and ends, and sell them in his own little, let's call it, antique store. Let's see, here we got Happy Hour, Cecil's Cafe, or key lime pie is the best for $7. Let's see, I've been told to keep an eye out for a new Forest City resident named Brent A. Price. He may be a shady character. Interesting, his name is an anagram for barn receipt. I don't know what that means. The black market? I have no idea, honey. I've heard that several people have gone missing lately in Forest City. I'm not saying it's true, it's just something that I've heard. I've been told by a reliable source that NewsLeaks has released a bunch of confidential documents related to last year's murder of Annabelle Lee, which was in the newspaper that we just had, by the serial killer called the Raven. Evidently, there's a backdoor link to find the leaked documents on a Forest City website. Not saying it's true, it's just what I was told. So that's interesting. So that's going to be part of like the bigger picture mystery that's going on. So that might be something that we, you know, come back to at another point. So that's Cecil. Let's look at this meta mystery. Let's see what's going on here. This page is specifically for unfiltered discussions about the meta mystery conspiracy happening within Forest City. Spoilers are present for those not caught up on the existing mysteries. Remember, these mysteries are meant to stand alone, so enjoy them that way, first and foremost. The meta mystery is second. Can't wait to hear all of your theories. Okay, so the meta mystery, that is the thing that's happening all around us. That is the big thing. So we need to keep an eye on this. So this is going to be kind of something we're going to look at later. Okay, so let's get back to our single images. Here's David Myers, Esquire. Now remember, he was, you know, the good-looking guy. He's this guy right here. So he works, I believe, with Emma Sharp. Yes, he works with Emma Sharp and Thorne at, you know, the attorney office. Oh, that'd be amazing, Tanya. That'd be amazing. And here's an interesting thing too, is if we call their phone, and let me actually put the music on pause, and I'm gonna call this number. So 1-941-803-1699. Okay, I'm gonna put this on speakerphone, so I hope it's not too loud.
You've reached Attorney David Myers with the law firm of Ogilvy, Thorne & Sharp. Unfortunately, I am out of the state for a 3-week trial and will not return to Forest City until 3 days after the conclusion of Mardi Gras. If you need immediate assistance, please contact our law firm directly.
So he's out of the office until 3 days after Mardi Gras, which I'm not sure exactly when that is, but basically what's going on right now is we have our 6 people, and he's not in the office. So we know he's not going to be the one that was abducted. And here's Cecil with his card. He's a good looking guy. Here's David Myers, Esquire, with his card, which we know he wasn't in the office at the time. We have all of our Mardi Gras beads, which I am proudly displaying. Now this is another cool thing that we got in the box. This was a bag with 3 beans in it, a raven feather, late January to early February. I don't know, because it depends, because I believe it happens before Easter. So I think it was actually in March this year. But I know Paul Hatter knows. So this was the front and the back side of this card that was inside this little pouch. Now, I believe these are called talismans. They're like little voodoo bags. They're good for the people who it's for and bad for everyone else. But that's going to be something we're going to have to, you know, figure out at some point. This was a necklace that we got with a raven. Now, I don't know if he took it. I don't know if he left it. All I know is that it's got a raven, and it's a really nice, I really think it's a really nice necklace, personally. Then we have this coin. It's a fake plastic coin. Here's the front and back. You know, might be, I honestly don't know what it's in reference to at all. Then we got some FBI evidence. Now, where is this to, or where is it from? I honestly have no idea. But we do know that this DNA matches Emma Sharp. So let's see, who was Emma Sharp? Did we have her in here? So that's her blood. So she might be the one that's abducted, but we don't know that for sure yet. So we'll see. See, yeah, 98%, you know, match. Then we got oil of clove inside a fabric, which could be a perfume or a lotion. Rose petals. Why he's leaving roses, who knows? And then we have silicon dioxide, calcium carbonate, puricants, and blah, 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 blah. I don't know what that is. Then we have this one. This one was collected by Liam Grant, and this is basically dirt that we have collected. A curse protection bag. It might be. You know, it could be. It really could be. This is our tag, so this is who we are. We're our consultant special agent. I'm not sure where the dirt is from. All it says is it's collected by. This is all the information that it gives us. Like, I'm showing you everything. Now, it might tell us later on, you know, once we figure out a clue and we get to a certain website, you know, it might give us more information, but right now that's all I have. So here's our tag, and this is one of the puzzles that we have. Mardi Gras Party has got all these little letters with this highlighted, and it says you are kindly requested to present in Carnival dress. So we're going to have to figure this out at some point.